Take us live, Melissa.
All right, we're live.
There you go.
All right.
You did it?
Frank?
Okay, we're gonna call the Unified TSPLOST 2018-2023 Programs Oversight Committee meeting to order. Roll call. Jamal Chambers
Here.
Jen,
Here.
Andrea, Bob.
Here.
Alan.
Here.
Don. And Daryl.
Here.
And Jeremy. Who done this?
Everybody.
That's everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Okay. All right. Keith.
All right. We're going to depart a little bit from the agenda and we'll do the minutes third, if that's all right.
That'll be
There,
all right.
to move on to another meeting. And so I'm gonna let him go ahead and kick off his two action items. They're in your package of information. They start on page 450.
Page 450. Gotcha.
54. Two different projects. They're both on Lexington Road. And again, this is a concept that y'all are being asked to confirm that they meet the project statement. So with that,
Okay.
I'll turn it over to Derek and I'll share the presentation there.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey.
If you don't mind, I'll stand and talk. While Keith's pulling that up, this is this first one is the TSPLOST 2023 Project 2 Lexington Road Corridor Improvement Project proposed sub-projects contest. So a lot of words to just from a general briefing overview. The TSPLOST committee under the 2018 program approved a sidewalk extension along the south side of Lexington Road, beginning here where the DOT work ends for the loop project.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing now out to Gaines School Road.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
It's on the south side. You know, if there's an existing sidewalk there that's in good shape, we'll leave it, of course. But you know, any gaps that's there or any area that's tore up, you know, not it's got tripping hazards or something like that, we'll replace.
So you're talking about a continuous sidewalk
Sidewalk all the way up.
Sidewalk out to Gaines School.
all the way to Gaines. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and again, that picks up with the DOT where they end at Johnson Drive.
I
Right.
got you. I got you.
And so this is the continuation of that for the 2023 program. And some of the same projects that we'll talk about fairly quickly were discussed under the 2018. So that they're not new, or at least not new to me, and some of those that are working on the project for the user group. But what you see here is kind of an overview map. I mentioned the kind of the dark pink line is the one that we talked about, and that's why we have it listed as program sidewalk in the legend.
Okay.
And then the several other projects that we have, these numbers, they're just project identifiers. So that just kind of that way we can talk about it a little bit easier. One of the things before we jump into kind of the actual projects themselves, I want to share that the project user group felt compelled and really felt strongly that there's a lot of areas across the county that, you know, kind of skip and stop, different things. So they, again, not that it's bad, it's just that's how it was, it's just how it is.
Right.
And so they were pretty confident in their recommendations to begin where the DOT work ended and pick up and move easterly the best they could. To provide that continuity, some level of continuity of work. And so one of the high priorities that they had is Project 200, and this is kind of the light pink one here. It's a sidewalk project. So we begin with a sidewalk project on the north side where the end of DOT work is, and continue along the north side up to this area right here is the new Atlas Way, where they just built that giant apartment complex. It was
right.
red light.
I know where.
Right.
Yeah, so that's kind of that spot right there.
Okay.
So you have sidewalk on both sides all the way up to that red line.
Okay.
May I just comment that you've got a second light on the right hand side of the airport there?
Here?
There, it's not there.
Correct. No, yeah.
Okay, so there is one at Winterville with a cross.
Yeah.
Winterville Road with a crossing, which is.
You're absolutely correct.
Page 4.
And so that 200, that's the pink line come up to this red line. The other project here is project 201. And if you've driven out there, you know, people run back and forth across the highway. That's 5-6
Right.
lanes. It's
Okay.
dangerous.
Oh,
You know, so one of the things that we wanted to do, again, take all this with a grain of salt, because all of it has to be worked with DOT.
Okay.
You know, it's got DOT effort in it. And so we have to coordinate with them. But one of the things down here at Hughes and Mabry Street, there's a subdivision that's right there.
Right.
What we're trying to do is possibly put in or want to have that conversation there to put in, what would have a pedestrian crossing. Now, that would be more than just stripes. It would be
The light.
what we call a hawk system or a bike pedestrian signal. So it would be basically a small red light for people only. So it would stop traffic, allow somebody to move across the road, and the traffic will be.
So what you're describing is different from the little mash the button and yellow
Yes.
lights and.
Those are called the RRFBs,
Uh-huh.
rapid rectangular flashing beacons. That's the yellow flashing.
Right.
So this goes up another level.
This is the next level.
Yeah, because I was fixing to say,
Yeah.
it's gonna have to be another level on Lexington
Yeah.
if it's going.
Yeah.
It would be the next level.
That ain't gonna work.
So Bucket, with that sidewalk, is that gonna be shared use for bikes also? How's that gonna work out?
The two pink ones that we have identified are truly sidewalks. It's not a shared use. And for those of you in the room, it's a definition. It's a technical definition. Sidewalk is pedestrian only.
Right.
Now, again, if PD sees a person walking or riding their bike on the sidewalk, you know, unless they're causing mischief, I don't want to put words in their mouth. But you know, we just want to make sure that that you know that's a distinction, if you would.
Okay. So will there be eventually, or if it's already out of here, being other bike lanes out there?
We're getting it.
Oh, okay.
Again, going back to building off what DOT has no bicycle provisions in their plan.
Okay.
And so what the user group felt like, we need to get everybody over to the Firefly Trail where that is a bike shared use path.
Okay.
And so this would be the yellow line. Yeah, this would be the yellow line. That would be the project kind of cut cross country with a shared use path
Okay.
to be able to get you from kind of this community area over on the bike trail.
Okay.
So that's that's the recommended sub project there. Again, kind of leaving that central location where that new red light is at the apartment complex, moving across country, and then kind of following the airport property around. And it does a couple things. And then while I'm here, you'll see the orange little kind of arrow.
Mhm.
We don't want to build, as far as the project is concerned, we don't want to build a new road yet, but we want to buy the right of way to preserve the future for an access road.
Okay, where exactly is that off of Lexington Road?
That's the new apartment complex on the south side.
I got it.
That's the red light that's already been built. It's the new red light that's been
Okay.
built. And so this is, you know, I still call that the old Marion Bucks property.
Okay, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
it was on the left and they got the storage units over there on the
Okay.
right.
Okay.
What that does is we can preserve that right of way. It provides us an area to build the shared use path up through there. And it also provides a future opportunity for a road connectivity to the airport property over here to O'Kelly Road, which allows this subdivision area to be able to maneuver out and take a left-hand or an eastward movement under the signal and not just have to jut out in front of the road.
Okay.
Yes.
But what I'm looking at is that means that regardless that even if you have that road right there where the yellow thing, that's not going to help the people on Lexington Road itself that's coming through Lexington Road trying to get to that area. Like where you have the pink at and the red at. Okay, if you got somebody riding up that road to try to get that way, you have no access. That means they'd be still in the road. Am I correct? If you don't have a bike, if there's no bike trail there, when you still the people who still in the road, just to even try to get to Firefly Trail or to even to that yellow area, the Lexington Road area, is that gonna be, if you don't have a consistent,
If you're in this community,
yeah, you have easy to
you
get
can
there.
maneuver
But I'm
back
talking
to the
about coming
roadway.
from here,
Yeah.
from there
Down.
up, right?
Yes, there's a couple things that are going on, and it's all, it's kind of bigger than this project. There's several rezoning projects, there's several development projects down here
Mhm.
that could help build out that system to get you over to this residential.
Right, that's what I was looking at, because you got the sidewalks,
Yeah,
but I'm
it's
like,
pieces, it's just kind of beyond what this is right now.
okay,
And again, it's like every project we do, and it's not in a bad way, it's just, there's so many needs and so many wants that we just don't have the budget for. So what we try to do is break down
Break
the
it down.
budget to get it to what we think is doable and those next sets of pieces that
Fall
can
in.
maneuver through there.
okay, I
And
got it.
if you did a bike, we did look at this, if you do a bike lane up in here, you've got several of these properties that, I would guess half at least, that, we're gonna be fairly far into their front yard.
Right,
So, you know, just
They're mostly commercial on there.
where you got commercial here,
commercial,
you got a couple commercial lots, but there's several residential lots through here. And I think there's some home-based
Home base,
businesses, you know,
yeah,
but if you ride by there, the driveway kind of goes straight up. But to make, again,
yeah, yeah,
put an 11-foot wide bike trail in there, you just about denude the whole front yard.
right.
So that hawk system, is it really allowing the neighborhood to cross to what's gonna happen on the south side of Lexington Road? Or like, who's gonna be using it in the foreseeable future?
The neighborhood.
And what's on the south side of Lexington Road right there, right now?
The church.
The church.
You got Lexington Heights that kind of wraps around. You got the church here. You got the gas station that's right here. And what we're finding is, even though you got a red light at Winterville, you got a big signal here, it is just, you got enough pedestrian traffic.
They got it.
They're cutting across the road.
Got it. No, I understand
Maybe
that.
they go up the hill. I just walking up the hill.
And then another question for you is the right of way acquisition.
Mhm.
Is that gonna be wide enough for a bike lane on that road?
What we would do is the right of way acquisition, we would want to design it to be enough for the vehicular sidewalk and for the shared use path.
Okay, so.
It might
all of
not be off on road, but it'd be wide enough to get the bike facility there.
Okay.
Gotcha.
The sidewalks on Lexington, are those 5 foot or 6 foot? Or, okay,
Oh,
not good to show the bikes.
another question, lighting.
Mhm.
How are we looking for is lighting? That's a DOT project.
I mean, we've not programmed any lighting in there. Those are ongoing operational costs that the Transportation Public Works would have to absorb, and they're only putting lighting in now for signal areas and for vehicular movements that cause problems.
The type of crossing light that you're talking about,
Mhm.
are there any more in Athens-Clarke anywhere?
I don't know that there's not any county.
This is new.
It'd be new to us.
Yeah,
It's not new to that type of industry.
Right, yeah, but we don't have any currently anywhere. Okay, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, me too.
Is there funding for the shared use path yet?
For that,
Yeah, the yellow.
yeah, conceptually, for what we're showing you, remember the dark pink line is 2018, but under 2023, conceptually, at the concept level, we have the budget to build what you see.
Right,
Yeah, so the orange and the yellow.
right.
So estimated wise, costs overages, because we realize the cost of going out the roof for certain products and resources. What are we looking at?
It's from the cost standpoint, it's in your package. The estimated cost for those 5 or 6, that's for the top 6 that were recommended. That we moved through. You're at 800, basically $8 million for those types of for the projects that we've shown, and that would include design, construction right away. Now to answer, to go back to, you know, an escalation factor, it's a little, we've always braced ourselves here lately for just unbelievable escalation. I will share that we just did a project not too long ago, or like a couple of weeks ago, actually, that we got some favorable bids. First time I had 7 show up for one bid in a long time. So it's just telling me things are kind of cooling. I mean, I can't guarantee that by any means, but I think from a bidding standpoint, I think we'll just say that we think there's opportunities for more competition than maybe in the past.
That's good. Y'all don't do built-in contingencies for these projects.
We do, at the conceptual level, those contingencies are built in there.
Okay.
It's just kind of, you know, that big picture is all in there.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And the only other one on here that's really, that we'd like to talk about as far as this is concerned is a companion to the next project that we have. If you'll come with me down here to number 102, project 102 is, it's actually a standalone project. It's your next project. It was identified as a sidewalk gap project from Cooper Road up to the Walmart entrance. And from the Brighton Park Apartments, the apartments, I mean, the East Athens Baptist Church and the funeral home. There's no walking facility there.
Okay.
And so what we want to do is, as far as that is technically TSPLOST project number 2023, project number 3 in your pack. It's the next one. And what we did is when we looked at it, there's kind of, you know, you can go build a sidewalk. That's what the project decided. But when we talked about it with our user group, we talked about it with outside entities. That's part of the larger area that they would like to have a shared use path. So when we went back and looked at this particular project itself, that does not have enough money that we think to build it as far as a standalone project. We're going to have to put some additional money in it. And what one of the things this user group wanted to do was support that and upgrade it from just a sidewalk to a shared use path. So under the 23 project 2 project, they are want to dedicate $250,000 to support that project.
There's new development on the other side of Walmart there.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at it this morning. There's already a trodden path along the grass there. Can we extend that out that way in that direction and also make a crossover to the Clarke Park?
Again, great ideas, great projects. But so one of the things that could be considered in the future, again, I mean, long-term vision would be to have the shared use path go all the way down, but you know, you just can't afford it right now. And so trying to build from connectivity. So if you're trying to do something over here, you're gonna have to cut out something over here. So again, not just trying to build as we go.
So does 102 actually go to the intersection where the traffic light is?
No, it actually goes to, it's the gap. It goes to that first corner or the first entrance to Walmart.
Okay, and then it ties in the sidewalk, right? The
Yeah.
sidewalk.
Now, there was a plan to put the transit station on the other side in Clarke Park.
Still working on that.
Is that still?
That's still a viable option and a viable project that's undergoing, you know, some bidding right now, if that's the right way to say that. Now, is it gonna come to fruition? Is the money gonna be there? I think those are some decisions that still need to be made at a later date. Again, I think connecting all of it, if we could, you know, bewitch and wiggle our nose, you know, do whatever we needed to do to say there's plenty of money to do all of it, we could do all of it. But right now, this is a recommendation coming from this user group based on all the previous public input that we've done. I think it builds that future connectivity to continue on for what the rest of y'all talk about.
The transit station's under design. Is it still in design for the parks?
It is, okay.
So the project concepts that you have in front of you for this one are the ones that are in the bigger drawing, plus money for this one, but we'll look at this one as a separate sub-project also for project 3 next. That's the question for you today is, do you agree that or confirm that these proposed sub-projects meet the project statement that's as defined on projects page 6 of it?
And it concerns me that a bus stop without a crossing on Lexington Road. It taking a, getting off the bus there and they
Well,
want to
there's-
get across the road.
There's
There's
stops all
multiple
down.
bus stops on each side,
Both sides of the road.
the bus runs both ways, I forget the route number.
27.
26, 27, I think, 25, maybe 25, 26, and, yeah, there are stops on multiple stops on both sides of the road.
Yeah, that worries me. And when my wife was a teacher, one of her kids got killed in exactly that sort of circumstance.
To me, it looks like that meets, there's nothing that violates project 2.
I don't,
So
I agree with.
I would like to, propose that we approve.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second it.
Second,
So, Melissa Allen made the motion, Mark seconded.
Thank you.
all in favor?
Uh,
All opposed?
Moving on to project 3. That one is on page
17.
19 to 50, or 18 to 50. 18, is that what you just said?
17.
Oh, sorry, 17.
Yeah.
So as Keith pulls up the map, I mean, again, kind of mentioned the location of it, and as a reminder, this was a standalone project. This was pulled out, not just, part of a larger group. So it was identified to be built. So there's not a lot of do we want to or not. It's pretty much guaranteed that we'll build something in that area. And so what we've done, working with the user group and the design team, again, we pick up at this bus stop. This is Cooper Road. This is the Bright Park Apartments, East Athens Baptist Church, and Lord Stevens Funeral Home, and that's the nearest Walmart parking lot entrance.
Okay.
On the most western side, but the intersection and the light is just off the page.
Okay.
So when we looked at this, again, this is the DOT road. Some of the biggest expenses that we have is the typical section that we're required to meet the DOT standards to make sure we're off the road far enough width-wise before we can even build the trail. And none of this north side has any curb and gutter currently, where we're going just about. And it has no piping. It's an open ditch. So the way you have to figure that is you have to have a certain distance off the road. You can have your trail section. You have to have a 4-to-1 front slope for recoverable vehicles. So if a car went down in the ditch, they want it to be able to recover. So it's a 4-to-1, very gentle slope. And then you have the bottom of the ditch and then the back of the slope. So you basically eat up so much room, you kind of run out of room to build an actual section through there. And so what we've done is we've looked at this. What we probably need to do, and what we propose to make it fit, is to put curb and gutter along this road section so we can pipe the ditch appropriately. And do the grading, and basically you're gonna put the trail section, sidewalk trail section, on top of the ditch where it is now to make it fit, and then you can tie it back in. So not a whole lot of land is required. We can make this fit within the existing right of way. There's a couple of easements, temporary, and a little bit of work down here that we'll need to get from the funeral home. I've talked to all 3 property owners already. They're excited about it. So that they think it's a long time coming. So it's really to pick up from Cooper Road to Walmart,
Right.
to reduce or eliminate that gap in the sidewalk. And again, this is one that, there's other plans, the AIM Athens in Motion plan. The user group felt that, strongly trying to build sidewalk or multi-use shared use path where we can. Majority of that cost is not in the actual width of the sidewalk or the trail. It's the grading, the curb and gutter, the storm drain, all the activities you got to do, whether regardless of whether I put a 5-foot walk or a 10-foot walk in. And so what the user group wanted to do is to go ahead and try to go ahead and build that 10-foot section through there. And so one of the things, again, project that you just approved, right now conceptually we're about $500,000 out. And so the project 2 would support this project as the Lexington corridor as a whole at for $250,000, and then an additional $250,000 would come from the larger PED program.
Tim, proposed crosswalk, are we talking about crosswalks that cross Lexington Road?
No, this is a commercial driveway for the apartment. This is the driveway for the church.
Okay, I got you. So there's crosswalks to
Sidewalk.
go on to the.
Yeah, the commercial
Yeah.
driveway crosses.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
This is
Isn't that-
fairly straightforward.
Isn't that particular area that you pointed to, the proposed crosswalk, that's blocked off for traffic anyway? You can't turn there. You have to go into that apartment complex around on Cooper.
You're exactly right. It is blocked off. It's a unique situation right now. The property owner appealed to the DOT. Is the way I understand it in my conversation with traffic engineering. The property owner appealed to DOT because we had a lot of cut through traffic.
Right.
DOT said, we agree with you. So they actually put those barricades there.
Oh.
Now, to eliminate that entrance, talking with our planning department and our traffic engineering department, there's some county ordinances and codes for a facility this size has to have 2 driveways, 2 entrances,
2 inches.
to ingress, egress. So I'm kind of stuck in between 2 governments, if you would. So what we've done is we still want to continue to see if we can eliminate that driveway, just to go ahead and eliminate it. But currently, until we get some better direction or some further guidance, it would require, we're putting it in the event of if DOT if this property owner ever sold and they wanted to,
Make a road.
pull the barricades off or, the change.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, it would make my life a little easier if we could get that out, construction wise, but we're planning for it. We want to plan for it, and if we can get rid of it, it'd be easier to make that change than try to re-engineer everything as we go through.
All right.
What's the reason for the wiggle on the Lord and Stevens parcel that it brings it closer to the road? Nope. Yeah. Is that
Land.
fine?
You've got a decel lane here in front of the church.
Yep.
And so we're kind of behind the decel lane. So what we want to do is pull up, eliminate trying to acquire as much property as we need. We want to stay out of the sign, but then this is a kind of an angled entry point, the way that driveway is. So what we want to do, typical practice is you want to get away from the turning lane just a little bit. So we've moved it back a little bit. So this one you have a little bit of jog through there.
Is that DOT right away? It's not straight through there?
I'm early for our meeting. I'll stay out here.
Like it is up near the apartments?
No, man. It makes it jump right here. This property, DOT property, comes out towards the road and then goes down.
I see. It's more for angling for a car to be able to see it. You can be able to go in and one be able to come out.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Like so you can be able to come out. Once you're in the highway, you can't see from back there. If you got a little angle in there where you can come out and be able to go in. So I think I see what you're talking, especially that crooked one. I know what part you're talking about right there. Got like an angle. That's most definitely there.
So yeah, we definitely want to stay away from the sign.
Right.
We've got plenty of room to do that. And then again, just trying to make those alignments where we need to cross those commercial driveways at
Right.
the appropriate location.
Okay,
Good idea.
gotcha. All right.
Again, it seems to meet the criteria as outlined in the SPLOST
Okay,
information. I propose approval.
we got a motion from
Second.
Alan and, second, Dawn. Second. Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you. Thank y'all for your time and your
Thank you.
effort.
You're welcome.
If you have any other questions, get with Keith and we'll follow.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's go back to item 2 on the agenda.
Yeah.
With the minutes
From the May
which is
20th.
page 3 of the package, or page 2 of your package. Page 2 and 3.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the May 20th, 24 meeting.
We got a motion by Bob.
Bob, and do I have
A second.
Second by Darrell. All approved, all
Aye.
All opposed.
Darrell with one arm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
One off.
All right.
All right. Thank you. So we'll go to the project reports and start on page 23. I'll just kind of fly through these. Bus stop transfer facilities and designs are still ongoing for those. As I mentioned earlier, Southeast Park and also out at the mall redevelopment. These designs are continuing. So Firefly Trail is the project that Derek mentioned we just took the bids on, and they came back favorable. So those bids were for most of what's left to be done, not quite all of it. So there is still some parts we're working on land acquisition, and there's some culverts that have to be researched for additional work. But we've got the next big section up in front of Mayor and Commission for hopefully award at the upcoming meeting.
Okay.
And other items, really, the bike improvements, downtown improvements are done. Bike improvements, pet improvements, there's quite a few things in design still. Cherokee River, Van Jefferson River, and Barber Street, all still pretty much in design. The West Broad pedestrian improvements is roundabout there. It's with VDOT. We're in land acquisition phase for it now. The Atlanta Highway Corridor, which is really, I think this project has moved mostly to the 20. This is a 2018 program, so they mostly moved to the 23 program for construction, but that's for the Timothy Road and Mitchell Bridge Road.
On that roundabout, you said they in the land acquisition phase on Broad Street.
Right, West Broad there,
Yeah.
West Hancock.
Well, any of that, I think I had a conceptual map of that. They'll be taking some property from Athens Housing Authority on
That right there in that end of that
corner,
triangle,
that triangle
portion there at the front of the sign.
Okay,
Yes.
I got you. That's what I thought we.
That one will still take a little while to get.
Yeah.
We got to go through HUD
Right.
for that. But yes, that is.
Yeah, I'm on the Housing Authority board.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So the 23 program update start on page 32. Winterville is in design. Mayor Commission has got that in front of them this month for a vote, or in September for a vote for the preliminary plans and to allow us to go into land. And then we looked at projects 2 and 3 tonight. The Atlanta Highway one is yet to kick off. And then what is the probably more intersection of Atlanta Highway from Alps to the river. is general area for that one, but, it's yet to get started, so. Jefferson River Road, they're looking at several, proposed concepts. Expect them to come back to you probably before Christmas with theirs. And then Timothy Mitchell just moving through design, and I think Mitchell Bridge is, probably a little closer to being ready to bid, but they're, both moving through their designs. East Athens, we have started meeting with that user group, and you remember that's a whole bunch of different small projects.
Right, I remember.
And so we're working with that user group to try to bring as many of those concepts back to you at one time. The big thing there is trying to make sure we coordinate that we don't get project concepts for, let's say, street paving. Get that in front of you, we go do the work, we do that and then realize, oh, well, we wanted to do pedestrian or a crosswalk. Well, it's a road we just paved. So we want to make sure we get those coordinated and we spend that money effectively. So it's a lot of moving pieces there.
Right.
Greenway, working on some design there with grant funding for that. To have enough to do all of that with the intersection improvements and North Avenue improved. So other stuff getting kicked off. The East Athens, they're continuing. North Athens user group meets first part of next month. Get that one kicked off. And Sycamore, Westchester is under design, or with it as a designer's been brought on board. So and same with Stonehenge.
Okay, I pass by there every day. Number 16, Westchester neighborhood area pedestrian improvement project. I think we were talking about mostly just sidewalks in that.
Correct.
Where they got those, where they park trash cans now, and then they got mud they have to walk through when it rains. So
Right.
I was just wondering. I see it on there, so.
Yeah, the design team has just been brought on board. We're still pretty early in the 23 program. It seems like we've been doing it forever, but it's actually, we're still at just 18 months into collections, even though we're expected to finish early.
So I'll be 80 years old sitting on this committee here. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's I guess that concern, and I guess a curiosity thing. You know, for the people that live in those duplexes, those townhouses there, they put their trash cans across the street on that strip of sidewalk that's not really sidewalk. And what would they do after that? Just
I don't know if I have an answer for you today. We just made that
put them on the sidewalk after it's paved, but
or in the grass strip between the sidewalk and curb. There'll probably be a grass strip between the sidewalk and the and the back of pavement.
Okay.
Or curb and gutter if we can curb and gutter. I don't remember that section had curb and gutter.
Right. Okay.
But that'd be something we take into consideration.
I'm sure they would. Okay.
So that's pretty much it on the 23 program. The revenue sheet I think is probably the next one on page 41.
Okay.
As you can tell at the bottom, we haven't gotten July's number yet, but through the end of fiscal year 24, looks like we're still missing maybe June's number. Well, there's an error in that report, so I'm not sure why the total of FY24 came up to 0. So I will get that fixed. I missed that when that's 2018. Sorry. Oh, never mind. Okay. 2018 we ended about 7.5 million ahead, but sorry. And then the project expenditure for 2018 and 23. There's the revenue report, page 45 for 23. We are 9.5 million ahead of where we projected to be in collections today in the 23 program, which is why we're already started work on the TSPLOST 26 effort to try to get that out to the referendum. So some of the commissioners are still looking for their advisory committee members. So y'all want to serve on that? You might reach out to your commissioner.
You down with it? Y'all 3 down with another one? I'm doing it. So I mean, I'm gonna do it again.
Well, talk to your commissioner, so,
I had fun.
we're
Hope
trying,
never does
Lot of
like
fun.
this, so we'll see.
we're trying to get out for project submissions, the form out, first part of September. So
Alright.
if you've got, even if you're not on that committee, if you've got, folks that, you know that want to submit projects, tell them that, it's coming quickly. It'll be online like it was last time. Some of the language in the form is a little bit different, but basically it's the same, but the mayor and commission goals change, so that language changed, but ultimately it's basically the same thing that was turned in for you guys.
Who runs the one over there? Remember I had somebody come cut the grass over there, and part of the line is Overbrook, and part of the line is Athens. What was that?
Come on, at Winterville.
No, it's on the other side of Winterville, across
Yeah, Winterville.
by the cattle. I think it's not the cattle place, but they have where the flowers and stuff at.
Oh, you're talking about the border county line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's county line.
Who has control of that area? I'm like, what district? Anybody know?
I don't know exactly where you're talking.
Would
I'd
it
have to
would it be
I'd have to look at
Carolina?
a map, but
No, it's something double.
We call it a zone, that's zone 10 to us, so it's Nellie May Drive,
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
I'd have
Okay.
to see it on the map. I don't know.
Yeah.
About
But I was like wondering who district it is. Somebody did chip for Johnson Road on there for 2026.
Double bridges.
Double bridges, yeah.
Out there by UGA farm.
Right.
Yeah, it runs back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
Boy, and it's got and it is the roads are crumbling.
No, yeah.
They're coming in this way, and then you got whole potholes in the road. Like somebody got.
Man, you going
I'm
down.
sure that's in the.
I know.
You need to let that go right now.
We trying to get grass cut. I'm like,
All right.
all right, you know. See what happens.
That's all I have.
Right.
Next meeting, tentatively September 16th, and if we do meet that day, then we'll be in planning auditorium over on Darty Street.
Right.
Instead of here. So with the new security stuff, this was the last time we'll meet in this space.
Okay.
Hopefully in the new year, the cost of building will be open, and that's where we'll be having the meetings.
Okay.
My old stomping ground.
So,
When is that scheduled to open?
first part of the year, first part of next year.
Okay.
My office was on the third floor.
So we get to be the first ones open. Yeah.
I'll be first, but you'll be.
Did you have a nice
if we
day
get
in the
it open, if we
patio?
get it open,
No, we didn't.
your time to park. If
Okay,
want to move to
I
adjourn.
will move to adjourn this meeting. And we'll see September, what,
You
16th?
can vote with your feet. You can,
Get out the old door.
you can go out that